So guys, in this video we will try to finish the low poly of the weapon, or this kind of thing that he's holding. Let's see how we will do that. So now for this part here I will try to make a cylinder with more sides, because it's a little bit thicker than this pipe. So this pipe is six polygons around, and for this downside let's try to shift a cylinder, and let's make it 8 to see what's happening. Now this episode will be a little bit strange because I'm currently streaming it on my Discord chat. I don't know how this will go, of course, but just an experiment, just to see what will happen. So now this is 8, maybe it's fine, 8 is fine. Let's just scale it down and put it right here. My voice is not exactly the best yet, since I'm still a little bit sick, but it's nothing too much, so we will be okay if I don't cough too much. But since I'm constantly talking, probably I will cough a little bit, which I think is okay. So now 8 sides, because this is bigger, and I will try to rotate this so this kind of window is on one of the sides only, like this. Yes. And then I will select the upper part and move it up to here. And the lower part, I'm not seeing, by the way. Oops. Okay. We have few people who are watching live on Discord. But of course, for those of you who are watching this video in YouTube, which will be after a month and a half probably, after I record it, it doesn't matter that much. Let me see it's 85mm focal length, which is okay. Now, let's scale this down a little bit here. Okay, this is fine. Let's scale this also. Okay, and then we have to add some edge loops. Let's try one here and one here with Control R, of course. As you can see, just above my head here. Then press S to scale, double click, scale. Nice, pretty nice. And then here I will add at least one, maybe 2 loops. Let's try with 2 loops and then scale them. I don't think this is half bad. It looks fine. Now this window here, I need to do it since it's pretty deep. So I probably need to do it. So I will press G to move this, G to move this. And for this part here, let me think how to do it. Probably I will press K. And then I will cut here, here, and here. Hopefully this will be okay. Press enter, then press K again and cut here. Then cut here. Again, I will do the same for this part. And I'm not sure about those huge triangles that are happening. Hopefully they will be okay. Enter. And then this part I will just... let's select it and extrude inward. And then scale down. And now, of course, we have to fix this. So I don't mind if somebody from Discord has any questions, to just say it. This is episode 34. It's not that important. We're not that official. Everything is just good. Any questions will do. I mean, not about the low poly, maybe questions about life. Questions about why are we existing here on Earth, which is also a valid question, basically, I would say. I'm not saying they hear me at all, but I'm sure that they're here. Probably they are a little bit... you hear, okay. Yeah, they say they hear. They hear me, which is good. About life. I was talking in the previous video about how I lost my virginity, which is also a valid topic, of course, always. Although probably some people will rather not talk about this, but everybody's different. So I'll press X, faces, delete those faces. And I will do the same here. Tell me your question. How to stop procrastinating is a very good question. I still don't know the answer of this question, since I'm pretty much a special procrastinator. But the idea here is that if you like sculpting, if you like drawing, if you like your stuff, I mean these things, because I was drawing since very, very early age. I remember in the kindergarten when I was drawing and I was kind of better than the others. And then in school, of course, and all that stuff. And since you love something, you will probably find time to do it. I will not say that you will stop procrastinating. Of course, this can never, happen. And excuse me. This is the illness, the sickness. But the idea here is that you can procrastinate. But for me, when I start doing something, for example, I start learning anatomy or start getting better at anatomy because I have some idea of anatomy, as you know, but I want to get better. And I start watching videos about anatomy instead of videos about something funny or whatever. And when I start doing that and when I start practicing, my mind starts to think only about those things. And I stop thinking about cars, about the war, about the virus, about anything. I'm starting to think only about anatomy, and my mind starts to be occupied only by this. And with that comes the inevitable, I'm watching only that kind of videos. These are periods. When this period ends, when my tutorial or something is released, then I kind of start procrastinating again. It's just how life works. So, yeah. But good question anyway. It's a good idea to eliminate distractions, yes, but it's not always possible. You have to have a strong will, and of course you have to know why are you doing this. Is there any purpose of doing this? The sculpting or the learning? Yeah, you have to know that.
The thing I like everything. I like Photoshop. I like Blender. Video editing. I like photography. I like a lot of stuff, and
maybe you should choose. Yeah. So you like everything, but you're no specialist at anything. I'm repeating it because I'm not sure that this is that the people will hear it in YouTube. So, yeah, when you are an art person, many times this will be the case. You will like all those things that are basically art. All of them are art, which is good. But you have to kind of see whether you like to draw more or to sculpt more or to do something more, because you have to concentrate on really something that makes you happy. Photography, no problem, it's okay. It's not, if you concentrate on photography at some point, you will be pretty good at photography and you will make money with it, of course. That's always the case. But in my opinion, if you really want to create, the photography is not exactly the way. This is my opinion, of course. It's not... you don't have to think that my opinion is I'm just a man like you and everybody else. I have been wrong in my life, not once. So I could be wrong now. But if you're asking for advice, what you should become, this is only you can decide that. Only you can decide whether you like this or that more than the other things. Nobody can make this decision for you. And how old are you, by the way? 25. So when I was 25, I didn't know what exactly I want to be. Of course, there are people that know what they want to be even younger, but I didn't. So at 25, I thought I will be a web designer, and I was kind of good, starting to get good in web design. I was starting to develop my skills. I knew basically HTML and CSS, which are they're not exactly languages, they are scripts that are used to create websites, and I had created some websites in those times. And at 27, there was opening in Gameloft, the studio that I'm working now. This is when I was 27. No, I was 2007. I was 26, by the way, so a little bit older than you. And it's 2007. The year was 2007. So I just tried to enter, and I succeeded. So it was nice for me, but the idea here is that I was a web designer before that, and I was concentrated on that. I was studying, I mean, you know, trying to be better in this, and I thought that this will be my purpose of life. But I always had this will to draw. I was always good at drawing, and I was always drawing. So when they told me there is an opening for an artist, I thought I'm not that good. But I say, okay, but this is my chance to try, because probably this will be the thing that I really want to do. And I just took that chance, and I gave 150% of myself to get into Gameloft. The test, I made it, and I did it. So you have to kind of think at some point what you really want to do, and start concentrating on that. Because I had interest, I told you, in web design, in pre-press design to make some, I don't know, billboards or menus for restaurants or whatever, just press design, or in some magazines. But at the end, I chose what I thought is the best, and I wasn't wrong. Because after that, it turns out that I really have to be a sculptor, not a 2D artist. Because I was a 2D artist in the beginning in Gameloft, but after that, it turns out that I'm not as good with colors, I'm not that good in some, but I'm very good with shapes, which is kind of the definition of a 3D artist. And I became a character artist then. So yeah.
It's so much part of 3D, or how you decided to switch?
Path of Exile. Haha, no, nobody showed me. I mean, I had experience with 3D Max before that, not with ZBrush, just with 3D Max, and nobody had shown me. But when you are in a company and working with other people, there are certain people around you, and you see them how they work, and there are 3D artists around you, not only 2D artists. And I saw them, and I kind of start to get, after 2 or 3 years in Gameloft, I started to be interested in this and started to get some work. What I mean by that is they started to give me some work, 3D work, and some small things, weapons, some vehicles to do for a game. And I did them, and they become pretty good. And I said, but I like this thing. So I asked the manager, can I be a 3D artist? He said, okay, but you have to pass the test. There is an internal test that you have to pass to become a 3D artist. And I said, okay, give me the test. And he said, but what kind of test do you want? Do you want to be character artist or environment artist? And I said, I was stupid. And I said, give me both tests. I should just take the character test. I don't need both. I mean, what's happening? I always have drawn not trees, not houses. I always drawn humans. So I I'm a character artist by default. But I get the both tests and I started the environment one in the beginning. And I went to some point that I said to myself, but why am I doing this? This is, I don't have use of this. And I did the character test and I became a character artist. So yeah, when you get to a company, it's very good. Although these days, if you are kind of good for a company, you probably will work remotely at most places, which will you will not be able to see other people's monitors, to see what they're doing, to be inspired by that. But there are people like me, and you can always look at my monitor, so it's not a problem. Hopefully this answers some of your questions. Maybe not all, of course, but some of the questions. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll put this material. Now, let me see what I can do. I can select this and scale it a little bit. The idea with the low poly and high poly, how to do it, is always the low poly and high poly to be kind of to see both of them equally. Not to see only, for example, only the low poly or only the high poly, but kind of equally. And this way, the baking should be the best. Of course, it's you can be sure unless you just try it, and we will of course we will bake it at some point. This I will need it to be shallower, so I'll do this and just scale it a bit inward, and then I will go to the high poly itself and then select this inner part, which by the way should be a different color, or let me see what's happening here. So I will go to object mode. I press T, yes. So I'll go to object mode, just move this out of the way. Okay, we don't have the inner part here, which we should have because, yeah. So let me do this with the high poly. So this is the high poly, I select it. I will go to edit mode, and here I will select this and shift D to duplicate it and move it a little bit. And then I will separate it to a separate selection, scale it. Okay, I first have to select it somehow. Okay. And then I will scale it and move it forward like this. This will allow me to color it in some other color. Let me see the vertex colors here. Okay. And this will be this will be white. I'm deciding to paint this white. So I will go to vertex color and paint this white. Then I will show everything. And what I need to do is get this arrow and move it a little bit out of this. And then I will have to get this thing here if I can. Yes. And move it like this. And the arrow should also be a probably black color. Black. Let's do this. So we go to the arrow, vertex color, and let's go a little bit darker gray. I never go black, complete black. It's not a good idea. Basically, we have to be careful with complete blacks. So now I will go to material, and we have almost all the things except for this and this. So if we are able to retopologize those in this video, it will be the best. I, of course, continue to accept questions from the Discord chat, although there are only 2 people there, because I didn't post anything about this that I will be live, because this is just a test, so it's okay. So now we go to object mode. append the cylinder. Again with 8 probably will be okay. Press tab, S, move it here, and of course press home. When I lose my view, I press home and it's flipped. So when we turn, we have to be careful not to flip it. Sometimes when we kind of go too much, it's just flipped. It's not the problem. I can always go, when I flipped it, I can go Alt N and flip it, Alt N again and flip it again. It's not exactly a big issue, but it's annoying that it's flipped. But I don't mind. Blender is free, so it can be whatever. It's okay for me. Now, I can go to my top view. I think it was 7, yes. 7, or going to this above tab key and press top, which is the same. Then I will increase this and put it kind of into position. And you see I'm retopologizing by putting just simple geometry forms. And this is how I retopologize most of this weapon. Of course, this part here, I will retopologize by hand, since it's not that geometrical. You can see. Let's put this up here. And then we can start. First, I will delete this bottom part, we don't need it. And then I will add few edge loops. Let's just add them one by one. So one here, and scale it. Probably one in here, and scale it. Put it up. Then in the middle, another one. Control R, and scale down. This will be fine. Let's scale this one, by the way. So scale a lot. Here I don't know about this hole, whether I should make it, but he will probably shoot from there some things, so maybe it will be important. Let's see how much polygons we will have, but I probably will make it. And if they say the polygons are too much, I'll probably remove it. It's not a big deal to remove them. The things that you know that can be removed. Or I will say that if they give me this kind of complex concepts, they can have to expect a little bit more polygons from me. Which of course is, I'm joking, because if I said that, they will fire me. No, they will not. It's not that, some people are thinking that in the game industry, we are like slaves and people are treating us like crap. No, it's the other way around, especially in Gameloft Sofia, where I'm working. They always want us to feel very good, and they treat us with a lot of respect. And I feel very nice there. That's why I'm there already like 15 years almost. Almost 15 years. There will be 15 years after 3 months, I think. Will be exactly 15 years. From 2007, July. And now it's 2022. 15 long years. But it was nice. I mean, I have a lot of good memories from those years. Here, this is not exactly centered, as I can see. So I will try to move it a little bit more in the center. Yes. And I will probably inflate it with Alt S. Just a tiny bit. But how to inflate it a tiny bit? It's difficult. I think this will do. This will definitely bake nicely. By the way, I'm not sure here if this is not a little bit, but yeah, it's okay. Now we can continue here. How? I will get just one polygon from here. Okay, I will get it, but first I will have to do this. So turn on the snap. Some people say Control Shift S is turning on the snap. No, it was not Control Shift S. Some other key. We don't care that much. I don't turn it on and off so often, so I will need a short key. But it's good to know that there is a short key for that too. I'm not gonna use it for now. Since I I know a lot of short keys, and it's filling my head. I mean, I cannot think about anything else, just short keys of Blender. And this is not good. We cannot live with this guilt. Blender short keys. Q in front. Now it's better. And when we even finish with the whole character and the weapon and everything, we'll need one very important thing before even we start the UVs. We need to go over the entire model in sculpt mode and just move the vertices so they are in the right places. So as I told you, the low poly and high poly are equally visible, kind of. So we make sure that the low poly is covering as much as possible the high poly. And those are the difficult things. This is the difficult thing, by the way, to make a low poly. But we will do it. It's inevitable. And when you see how it's done, the only thing you need to do is to try to do it yourself. You will probably, maybe, fail a little bit in the first, but it will be a good thing. I told you, failing is not a bad thing, it's a good thing. Because you learn. From failing, you learn the most. From succeeding, you learn almost nothing. Yeah, there is this kind of a feeling that, oh, I succeeded, very nice. But it's not a learning process. Failing is better in the beginning. You have to fail a lot. And, of course, if you fail too much, because you are not learning from your mistakes, then it will be a problem. But most people, most artists, as I know, are kind of intelligent people. And they learn from their mistakes. And if you are like that, it will be okay. You will be fine. Only 2 people still in the Discord. People are not paying attention. They don't know that I'm streaming. Live. Amazing. Sometimes I will probably stream directly into Discord. And if somebody wants the link to my Discord channel, I probably should put it in the description of those videos. Because I was asked not once, a lot of times, do you have a Discord channel? And I say, I don't like Discord, but now I kind of dig it because it's very nice. You can stream, look at other people streaming. There can be discussions and stuff like this, which is kind of unique. I don't think that there is another software that can do that. I'm not sure, but probably not. So it's very cool, the Discord stuff. I'm starting to like it. That's why I made the Discord server that I made today. I made it just today. And I'm just testing the grounds here. This will be an enormous thing to do. Yeah, because that's a kind of complex form. And I have to surround it with polygons, which could prove to be deadly. Of course not deadly, but not very cool. I don't like it too much. But I will do it anyway. Since this is my job. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, our job is very interesting. When I start a character from concept, is the best time of my life. I'm so happy to start a character when I started. Probably for most young artists, the starting will not be the best process because they are not very convinced that they can do it. They don't have the confidence. I have it because I have done a lot of characters and I know that I will eventually do it and it will be fine. For a young artist, it could be very stressful, I think. I can put myself into their place. Yeah, I remember when I was younger. Because a whole character, especially for a video game and for work, is kind of a responsible thing, kind of something that it's a little bit stressful. Will I be able to do it? Am I good enough? And I had that feeling for even it maybe stopped when I started making this kind of courses. Yeah, before that I had this. Even that I was experienced artist, I have a lot of characters on my portfolio, but still I had this kind of feeling, imposter feeling that really, am I really that, I mean, can I do it? But after I started to do these courses and stuff, and I realized that I can do this even while I'm speaking constantly and recording and teaching other people, so probably I can do it. So now when I'm starting a freelance, it's just the laziness that's the problem. And the procrastination, yes. It happens. Even in the best families, if we can say. Here, by the way, I will not do this. I will add a little bit more here to be able to... Yes, this will be better. Otherwise, it will cut, the low poly will cut the high poly, and there can be a little bit of an artifact, which will not be super big problem, but it will just hurt my feelings, which is, you can save this by adding one more polygon. Or two more triangles or whatever, it's not a big deal. We can live with this. Since already our model is pretty huge on poly count. But even now it's not the hugest. It could be more. It could be much more, of course. But our kind of one of our goals here is to make it as little as possible. So we are trying. At least I am trying. So yeah, by saying we are trying, I'm trying. Okay, still 2 people in the Discord. And probably there will never be more. I'm not famous anymore. I have to... I don't know. But see, I will not kill myself for that. This is okay. 2 people... Oh, I'm okay. I will not cry too much. Since this is just a test, if I concede... By the way, one guy now. Yeah. He probably left. The other guy left because he wants me to be sad. But it's alright. I told you I will not cry a lot. I will just cry a little bit and it will be okay. You know, sometimes you just need to cry. And since we are men, most of us are men, we kind of don't want to cry. But it's okay. It's okay to be a man and cry, I think. It's not a problem. I've had my share of crying in my life. Not too much though. Maybe not enough even. Especially when I've kind of get over my 4-year-old. When I was a little bit older than 4, I cried probably not enough. But imagine how boring I am, since people are leaving even from the live chat in Discord. Amazing. Just amazing. And some people are telling me, Nico, you're the best teacher. Really? And people are leaving from the live Discord chat that they can ask me some questions and I can answer right away. But they're leaving. I have never done this live before, I may say. But they're leaving. Because I'm the best teacher. Probably not. Probably not. Okay, we are talking some bullshits here and stuff. And how much time do we have? Oh, we have 15 more minutes. We will be able to finish probably this whole belt. And with that, probably the whole character will be finished. The retopology, which is the kind of the part of the character creation which is boring. The most boring part, yes, we may say that. It's simply the boring. But necessary part. Somebody asked me today, since Gameloft is a pretty big company, should you be doing your own retopology? Yes. They just don't know that I'm a star and a teacher and I am super famous. They don't know that, so I have to do it. If they knew that I was so famous, they probably will hire somebody to make my retopology for me. But they don't know. And still, I'm not famous enough to have my own retopology guy because in Discord, I have only one guy watching me. Yes. I have only one fan. One real fan. And the other people, they just left. So I don't deserve to have my own retopology guy. So I'll have to do it myself. Like I had my whole life. Amazing. Just amazing. Why am I doing all this stuff? Why am I doing this retopology and stuff? I mean, not the courses and everything, since I cannot have my own retopology guy. I don't know. My own servant that will make me retopology. Amazing. So now I will do this. I will not do the inside part. Although, should I? No, I will not do this. What I will do is I will go to the high poly and I will kind of take it and move it so it almost touches the other part. This way, I think it will be better, yeah. At least I will try to do it. I'm not sure I will be able, but let's try with G. And here like this G and move it. And maybe I can move this part too a little bit with G. And I will move it just closer so I can retopologize around it. And I will not need to retopologize the inner part because they say that he will not be able to put his hand inside, which is, yeah. The animators say that this probably will be impossible. Or at least very hard, and it's not, I mean, if he can grab the whole thing like this, why he should put his hand inside? It will be difficult for the animators to do it. So yeah, we are constantly communicating for a greater good, which is the game. And as I told you, some people, ooh, what I did here is not good. This happened because I had the, yeah, I had the snap-on. So some people are thinking that other things are great, better than the greater good of the game, but no. Only the work is important. It's not important to make some gossips in work or to do some other stuff or to blame some colleagues that they're not working or something. No, you watch your own job and you do it as best as you can or even better with the help of your colleagues always. And this is the best part. I had some moments in my career in Gameloft where I felt alone, where they give me some task and I don't know exactly how to do it, and I feel the pressure and I feel lost, and this is a bad thing. And then I just go and ask somebody more, kind of to learn more about this task. And as I learn more, I start to realize that it's not as difficult. It's kind of, it can be done. Okay, I again forget to put on this, yeah, okay. And suddenly, the task becomes doable. I feel part of the team and everything is okay. The problem is when you don't feel as a part of the team, then you want to quit. Most of the time. And most people quit because they don't feel accepted into the team. So, to be a team player is good for you, good for the work, and good for everything. And I think I'm a pretty good team player, by the way. Of course, I may not be right. But since I'm 15 years in Gameloft, and I haven't quit, and they haven't quit me, because that's also a possibility. They can quit you. Since that doesn't happen, or hadn't happened, I think we are pretty much okay. Now we have all the parts, which is amazing. And if I can select all the low polys and combine them into another collection, it will be the best. So let me show everything. And now I will try in object mode to select all the low polys and put them into another collection. The head too, hopefully. The teeth. Yes. The eye of the tiger. Okay. And this thing. This guy. Alright. This guy. Those. Fine. This. Hopefully I will not select anything from the high poly. It will be a little bit annoying. But I think I'm selecting only the low poly so far, which is good. Okay. And here I will try to select this. Oh, we are not ready, by the way. I saw something that we haven't done, but let's press M. New collection. Low. OK. Okay, it doesn't happen with enter. Now we have this low poly. Let's hide it. Almost everything except for the chin. And how can I put it there? Let's press M and put it in low. Pretty good. Yes. So you can move something in a separate collection by... Yeah, this is our low poly. It's 11,800. Yes, it's almost 12,000 triangles, as I told you. We have the chain, we have everything. It looks great, and now comes the hard part, which will be to think about. So now we will have some things which will be symmetrical, which is the head, the teeth, the eyes, and parts of the legs, just the bottom parts here probably of the legs will be symmetrical in the UVs. The weapon itself will not be symmetrical in any way. So yeah, unfortunately, I will select everything, press Q. Ooh, wireframe. Why wireframe? I want to... Oh, we cannot. Why? I don't know. If I select this, and this, and this, and this, there is something that is not exactly geometry. I'm not sure what's happening, but I will get to the bottom of this at some point. Ah, this guy. Okay, I will just disable in front. Okay. And this thing here is not as the others. Or is it? I'm not sure. Whatever. Let's put our material on it just to see it better. Ah, by the way, it's 12,000 triangles, but it's more. Because this, I haven't applied the mirror modifier. So only this is like 2007, but with the mirror or not? That's interesting. Ah, yes, with the mirror. Okay, so it's like this. Okay. All right, I'm happy. Pretty happy with this, with our result until this point. So, one more thing, one little thing that we have to do is put in this area we have to put a little cylinder or just even a square. I will put a square. So while we are here, I will press Shift A, Mesh, Cube, and then I will press S to scale. Control A to apply all transformations, Tab, and put this cube here. Rotate it a little. Oops. What happened? Ah, of course. We have this again. The snap. When we have the snap on, it's a little bit harder. So I'll scale it. Scale it this way too. Remove this and this with X. Then select it. Rotate it this way 40, 45. Press L to select it. Press G to move it. And place it here. Okay, I will have to rotate it a little bit more. And scale it down. And we have to see what's happening. Yeah, it will be this guy here. I know this is very simple and small, but if we don't do it, it won't be nice. I'll press home because it started to not work for me, the zoom in and out. This should work. Yeah, of course, I will add this plane here and it will be okay. Now, go to material and add this material. And now we're okay. Now let's see if everything is here. This is okay. I'll press M. While I'm on this cube, I'll press M, low. So now it's on low. And now we have everything, basically. Amazing, amazing, very amazing. Or kind of nice, at least. Okay, in the next video, we will try to adjust the low poly onto the high poly. Because if we leave it like this, it could work. But if we spend a little bit more time to adjust it, it will work even better. So that will be that for this video. See you in the next one.